Next.js project, like how we are going to create the Next.js and how we are going to. Okay, so I'll tell you just like how we can create a Next.js project, and we can start working on it. Okay, so let me give me just 2 minutes. So I'm just sharing my screen. So first of all, I'll show you like how we can create a Next.js project, and before that, I'll explain you something about Next.js and how and what we are going to create. Okay. So I have shared my screen. You can see I have just opened the Next.js, the official website. So I mean, if I tell you the Next.js, so Next.js is basically the framework, React.js framework, okay, which is used to make the website application, okay, and uh, we can work with the Next.js with any other platform as well. For our case, we work on the like mostly, and next thing is mostly Next.js is used like headless front end application. Okay. Okay. So I mean, headless front end application means there will be some some platform, CMS platform, like generally we work on Sitecore. So Sitecore is a will be a CMS platform. Then if you are working like a headless structure, so Next.js will work as a front end application. Similarly, there are other CMS platform. Mostly Next.js is most used headless 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 CMS front end application. Okay, because why I mean the Next.js is mostly used because if I tell you the Next.js is have a pre-rendering feature. I mean, it can render a component in a build time. Okay, so it loads the component or maybe the page fast, and it has a a built-in optimization, and it has some of the functionality. If I say so, it has like um, let me tell you. It has, SSG, one of the data fetching technique for the Next.js. SSG, I mean, it renders the data. I mean, like static servers as generator. I mean, it renders the data at the build time, so it is very fast. It has SSR, it has ISR. So I mean, these are the data paging techniques in the Next.js, which gives the Next.js a very good, functionality in terms of loading the component, in terms of loading the page. Okay, and it has the best caching, built-in caching implemented, and built-in optimization. It has the routing system we call like a file-based routing system. Okay, so generally Next.js has, now app route and page route. So app route is, I mean, recently the Sitecore has introduced. The Next.js has introduced. Okay, so app route is also very good. I mean, but in our case, when we are working with the CMS platform, mostly the page route, functionality, page route or page route file-based system is used. So in our case, when we are working with the Sitecore as a headless front-end system in Next.js, so we are going to use the page route system for the Next.js. Okay, so in it, I mean, in the Next.js, what I mean, the basic things you have to know, like maybe you have to know what is the SSG, what is the SSR, and maybe ISR. Okay, and mostly in terms of, most of the if we are using the Next.js like the headless front end system or headless front end application, the most of the time, I mean, when we have to make like a project which or maybe the pages or maybe the application which will load fast, then we use the SSG as a fetching technique. Okay, or fetching method application. So you have to know about what is SSC. SSC is generally, which renders the page or components at the build time. So I mean, which is really fast. Okay. And other things you must know about the concept of ISR. You must know the concept of SSR, SSR, static server side generating. Okay. Sorry, rendering. Okay. And other thing, you have to know, oh, I mean, how we add the styling, how we do a route here. Okay, I mean, what kind of data fetching technique. So I told you data fetching technique are, the SSG, SSR. Okay, these are the data fetching techniques here. Okay, so let's see how we can create it. So I'll tell you first. So I will create the project in Next.js, and I will tell you like what the projects, what the Next.js project structure is. Okay. So let me first create the project. So create the project. It's quite easy. I mean, we have a command like this. Okay, npx. We'll just copy this command. Npx create Next.js. First of all, I mean, you must have Node.js installed in your system. Then you can easily install the Next.js project. So let me just create a Next.js. So what I can do is I can just any terminal you can open and you can run that command. So for our case, let me open a VS Code and navigate to a folder. I'll say name it like a demo. So name it like a demo Next.js folder. Okay, I'll select it. We'll create the project inside this directory. Okay, so for what I'll do is I'll go here in a new terminal. Okay, npx create Next.js app latest. So what it will do, it will install a latest one. Okay, so these are the few options it will ask, like it's going to install the very latest version of the Next.js. So we'll say like a yes. So what is the project name? So for now, my app is okay. My app. Would you like to use the TypeScript? Yeah, I mean for the coding we are going to use the TypeScript. So I'll say yes. Would you like to ESLint? For yes. It also asks we want to use the Tailwind for the styling. Yes. Would you like to use the src directory? Yes. Would you like to use the app route? So in our case, we are not going to use the app route for now. We'll use the page route because uh, mostly we are going to work with the Next.js with the CMS system. So I'll explain you according to that. So for now, I will not use the app route. So let's select the no. Would you like to customize the default import alias? Let's say no for now. So this is how it's going to install it. Okay. So as I said, like Next.js is mostly, I mean, the technology, most used technology is a pre-rendering application. It pre-renders the component pages, okay, in a very optimized way. Okay, so and as I said, it's a you can say subset of the React.js framework. Okay, so whatever and component or maybe the pages we are going to create, it will be like a React. Okay, so for that, I mean, if you are not comfortable with React, I will explain you a little bit like how we are going to create a page, how we are going to create a component here. So after installation is done, what I'll do is I'll just explain you about the folder structure. Okay. So I mean, before going to the Next.js, let me tell you something about the TypeScript. Okay. So what the TypeScript is and why the TypeScript we are going to use here. So TypeScript you can say like the the programming language or scripting language where we are going to instead of using the JavaScript we are going to use the TypeScript to create the logic to program. Okay, so let's a little bit go through about the TypeScript. Okay, so what the TypeScript is. So this is the official TypeScript. So you can see this is the TypeScript is superset of JavaScript. It's similar like a JavaScript. Okay. So TypeScript is TypeScript built on top of the JavaScript. First, you write the TypeScript, then compile the TypeScript code into the JavaScript using the TypeScript compiler. So first of all, you have to understand like TypeScript is the superset of JavaScript. I mean, when we it's built on top of the JavaScript. When we write the TypeScript project, that is compiled to the JavaScript using the TypeScript compiler. So this is how it works. We write the TypeScript code, it's compiled by the TypeScript, then it makes a JavaScript. So into the at the end, it's making the TypeScript JavaScript. Okay. So next thing, what we are going to do is let me little bit explain you about it tabs, like how, I mean, you have to just know about like how we are going to write the code in TypeScript. Okay, so we'll just see like how we define. So if I go in a, if I have to define something like a number, so how I have to define like a like this, let price this, like this. Okay, so if I show you in a code, I have here set up a basic TypeScript. So I'll say like a data types dot ts. So if you are code in the TypeScript, that will be a ts, or in terms of if you are making like JSX component in Next.js will be tsx. Okay, so if you are making only a JavaScript TypeScript, so it extension will be .ts. You have to remember it. Okay, so suppose now if I have to write like I have to define anything, so let like a age. So age I have to define its type. So how we define? Age is a variable, its type will be number. Okay, like this. Like this I have to define. I can also assign the value in it like 10. I can just console it like this. Console console.log age. I'll give the age. Okay. For now in a TypeScript, how we are going to run, as I said, like as we read in a document, what it does is, first of all, this the TypeScript code, it's going to uh, convert this into the JavaScript. So how? So first I have to write like data type is okay. So it will, I have to print it like a console. So let's see what its data types is not found. Okay, data types. Data. Okay, P is missing here. Okay, now I have to run this like data types. .js. Okay, so you can see now this console, this message is coming. Okay, similarly, I mean, we can write anything. Suppose if I have to, suppose we can make some object here. Okay, if I have to define some objects, how I can do? Let me show you how we can define a, the string type. So this is the type we can define the string type. Suppose I have to define like this. name, then it will be a string type. Okay, like this. Suppose I have to define a first name. Let me write it like first name. So this way. So variable you define like this. Now this is string. Okay. Similarly, if you have to define something like an array, how you can define the array? See, array you can define like this. Array object. Sorry, this is double. This is array. Array like this you have to define. Okay, suppose let's give, and whenever like you keep the variable, this is like you have to define the array. Okay, so you can go through this and you can see like how it are defined. The next thing what I'm going to show you is how you can write the function. Function, this is the way you write. I mean, simple, like, function, then its return type, and that's something like this. You know, and you can just call the function like this. Okay, if I add, so I have to just call this add function like this. Okay, function type. So you can go through this once. Okay, so they, I mean, to define some properties, we also used, the interface to define the properties like this. Okay, like this we defined the also you like when we are going to create the Next.js project. So I'll show you like how we are going to define the interface. Okay, you can define the, and if you have to assign, you can assign the object value like this. Okay, I'm forgetting. Okay, I mean this is the way you can assign. Okay, so you can once go through it so that you have some idea about like how Next.js works. Okay, so I mean this is the way you create the properties and assign values. Okay, next what we are going to show is, I think, our uh, so basically you have to see a little bit about, maybe in the next time I'll show you like how you can work on TypeScript. Okay, for now I will just show you like how we are going to work on Next.js. So let me I mean, we were just creating the Next.js project. So our Next.js project is created. Okay. So let's navigate to the project. Okay. I can just run it. So I'll do npm run dev. So it will start running. Okay. So before it runs, okay, so let me just explain you about its structure. So from above, if you'll see this, my app name is our app name. Then node module is where all the library exists. Okay. Public folder is the folder where, I mean, our the public media assets exist, like images and image file, maybe many kind of file we can create here. Media file, I think. Next, inside the src, where we have, pages, we can create the pages. Okay, we can create the APIs in terms of Next.js. We can create the styling inside the styles. Okay, inside the pages, you can see there is a API. Okay, there is a app.txt. So app.txt is, you can say, like the application entry point. Okay, whatever you define or import here, the that module will be, available on every component or in every page. Document.txt, you can understand like a layout. Okay, so I mean, if something you want to create on be, you can enter the layout here as well. You can modify this. Okay, index.txt is our, the starting page, like a home page, you can say. Styling, this is the style we write. We can create as much as CSS file here, and we can assign. Okay, so as we know, we created a page route. So in page route, how it works. Okay, so let me show you, like, now it's asking us to run this project in the local this. Okay, so this is the default page it's running. So what we'll do now is, let me just create a new page here, and I'll show you. So in our file-based structure, and we have also a dynamic route here. So maybe later I'll show you how the dynamic route works. For now, I'll show you like how page-based, it works. So let me create one, directory. I can directly create like this. I'll add a file. Let me about.tsx. If I create about.tsx, okay, so I can create like export. You have to just know like how we write the. I will export default, then function name, then function, then page name. What is the page name is about. Let me write about, and like this. Then here we have to return the JSX, JSX return. Okay. Here we can write a HTML. Okay. So let me write like hello world. No, it's a about page. Okay. Control F alt. So we created a new page, and how we are writing? We are writing like export default, then function, then page name, and this is the JSX component we are returning in the return. So this is we wrote a simple page. Okay, so if I navigate this here, okay, so I'll write like about, and see our page must appear. So you can see this is the what we are returning is coming. Okay, so this is some styling is coming, so we can just disable the style. So let me show you how you can disable it. So for the styling to disable, you have to go here. There already some background color and these things are written. We can just comment it for now. And if I go back, so you see now disappeared. Okay. Similarly, I can create, other pages as well. Yeah. So it's pretty easy. See, if I go here, if I have to create page. So this is first of all, this is the way I can create, because it's a file based. I can make a separate folder as well. Maybe I'll create a post, make a post, and inside it, what I can write like index.tsx, because we are coding in a TypeScript, so it will be tsx. Okay, so again, how I'm going to write it, you have to just remember this export default. We have to export default it, and function, then page name. So in that case, what the page name is, page name will be post. I'll write like this. Okay, open close, then we are returning a JSX. We'll write like a post articles. So now we created a new page, like I created a folder post, inside it what I'm creating index.tsx. So let's just run it. I'll go here and I'll just write post, and our page should appear. So see, post articles is coming. Okay, so now you must be familiar like how we are creating. So it's very simple. Similarly, I mean, cause maybe we are going to create components for the, for the for the CMS application. So what we are going to do? Okay, hold for a second. Okay, so create the component. What we have to do is we have to write. We have to create a name like a component. Folder name component just after the src. Inside the component, we have to create the component. Okay, suppose I am creating a component, a button.tsx. So tsx, we supposed to write this button component in, maybe we'll add this component in any of the page. Okay, so let's write. So for the component, what we are going to do is let me write like, some you can write like function component name. Okay, component name will be a button. Okay, will return in the JSX. So in a JSX, what we can do is it will be because it's going to be a button. So let's make like this. Okay, or maybe because it's Next.js, we can use the link. Sorry, in terms of the met up to home. Okay, so we are writing a component. Let me okay, so we are making a component like we are adding a link. It will work like a button. Okay, and when we'll click this button, it will navigate to the home. That's what we are saying. Okay, so for now, let's write and let's add the anchor tag. Okay. Next, we have to export this. So what we are going to export? We are going to export the button. Okay. So now we are done creating a component. Next, we are going to use this. We are going to import this to the somewhere in a page. So let me import this to the about. So in about, what will come here? We'll use button. So first of all, before writing this component, before adding this component, we have to import it. Right. So let me import. I'll say like a button from. So where we are going to importing it from component, right? Component, then button. So now button is available. So we'll use the button here. So how we are going to add now button like a tag. Button. It must be shape close. So we'll see the button is appearing or not. So for that, I mean, because we are coding this in about.tsx, so we'll see the about page. So you can see now the navigate, this component is appearing. So what we did is we created a page like about, and we also created a component. We are creating component like a button.tsx. we created this button.txs. In it, we created a one button like this. Okay, you can ignore this. I mean, if you don't want, it should work. Let's see if it is working. Maybe if maybe it will ask us the div wrapper. If not, yeah, it's fine. So it's just returning a link. It's a link, so I mean we can design it like a button. For now, it's just a link. So we are creating a button component. We are adding this to the about page. Okay, so here it is. When I click here, it will navigate to the home. So now we are in the home page. You can see. Okay, so actually home will be just like this. I have to go back. See, now we are in the home page. Okay, so I think you must be familiar about this now, how we create the button and how we create in a page. Okay, so it's pretty easy. So other things, if I explain you, there we have a Next.js config where we add the normally the some of the configs or maybe some modules. Okay, next we have a package.json. There all our dependencies are. Next we have a Tailwind also. Tailwind is by default added when we were installing, so it's added. So Tailwind, in terms of Tailwind, we can add the, you know, the Tailwind class we can add. Suppose if I have to add some class here, because Tailwind is configured now, so I can add. So button. Let me background color it. Okay, BG. Suppose it's so I mean this is how we write. So I mean in a Tailwind we have the only classes. We have to just write the classes. Okay, suppose I have to give a background color of for this button. So I like a BG. Then maybe I'll give like a brown. I'll say let me put a blue. Okay, let's see how it looks like. Okay, so we have to go to the about page where we have this. Okay, class name in this button, it's not appearing. Okay, maybe background color is not appearing. Let me write text color. Okay. Okay. Let's try other like border. I think, hey man. Okay, this should be, I think. Okay, it's why it's not working. Maybe it must be we have to rename this, because if I see in a Tailwind configuration, this is SRC components, and we have a button here, so it will work. Then it will work. Okay, so let's try this, like a text color. No, no, directly we have to write color.
You can test underline as well. Just instead of using color, just check if it's applicable or not class.
Okay, I think
Just write
now
down
it. Okay,
underline.
underline, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's try this way as well once. Okay, next thing, because it's a components, let me see, there must be components. Okay, it's correct now. What's happening? Fields or resource comment bottom in my SRC dot buttons in a but component. Okay, there is correct. And buttons is correct. It's where in this place we are using only. See, slash button. Correct. Okay, so now it's coming. See, so it was the error. Like I mean, it must be components, because by default it should be components. We actually be missing the S. So I think I'm not very good at Tailwind. I'm just learning. So you know, but I mean, Tailwind, it installed by default. You have to know about how we apply the classes. Okay, so and it works fine. Okay, so now you are familiar like how you can create the component and how you can assign it. In the next time, we'll just see how we can create a dynamic component, how we can fetch the data from some external APIs, and we can assign it to the component. Okay. So for today, what we saw is we just saw like how we are creating components and we are assigning to the page. Okay. So do you have any question on it?
Hmm.
Okay. Okay then. Thank you very much.
Thank you.